Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United Stand. I'm not KG. That is Flex. Yeah, I'm not KG. I'm much funnier than him. He will be on in a bit, though. But it is the Flex and KG show. But KG's a bit late, so I said I'm going to jump on. I've always wanted to be on this show. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight, but we're going to start off with a topic that many of you probably want us to talk about, which is Jadon Sancho, really, and what's going on with him. Because obviously Flex is in the 0% club and I'm in the 90% club. But to be honest with you, I think that one of the big things that really resonates with this is why has the deal not happened so far? And there's an article going around today basically saying that the deal's not been done because Manchester United can't afford it, that the way that Manchester United are in debt puts them in a much more severe situation than most of the Premier League clubs. And that part of the way that debt works is that they have to show to the banks that they're not getting themselves into more debt. Manchester United have got the biggest wage bill in the Premier League by a very long way. I think the last time they looked at it, we were like 370 million, 360, 350 million. I think Man City was second with 300 million. Manchester United have still got most of those players. Alexis Sanchez has gone, but we still pay David De Gea £20 million a year, which is 350 grand a week. And when you look at the fact that Marcus Rojo, 4 million a year, Phil Jones, 4 million a year, Agallo, 6 million a year, Mata, 8.6 million a year, Smalling, 3.6 million a year, Romero, 3.6 million a year, Lingard, 4 million a year. There's a lot of money there that adds up very quickly to 30, 40 million pounds a year on players that are never going to get anywhere near the first team. And Chris Smalling, obviously, is another one. He's on about 4 million a year. I think I said that. So the reason that Manchester United have not been able to get this Jadon Sancho deal done is because they cannot afford Jadon Sancho. And the expectation was that a lot of these players would have been moved on. Now, Jadon Sancho, the deal that he's agreed with Manchester United, those personal terms that Romano talks about, it's around what Rashford's on, 10 million a year, 200k a week. United need to clear 10 million in wages in the next 10 days, or this deal is probably not going to happen. We heard today again that United, with no fans in the ground, which obviously, we don't like, we want to get Flex out there interviewing people. With no fans in the ground, this could be 130 million pounds that Manchester United lose in matchday revenue. I don't know what you think about this, Flex, and obviously you don't think it's going to happen. We'll talk about that. But I just feel that this is just the problem for Ole Gunnar Solskjær. We've had a long time to get these wages off, and to miss out on this deal because we haven't moved those wages on. And the biggest tragedy for me is to keep Phil Jones on 4 million a year for another year, to keep Rojo here for another year on 4 million, and Smalling and Romero. I mean, very quick, we need 10 million. We need 10 million off those wages. You get rid of Rojo and Jones and Romero, you've got 12 million, and then you can afford the Sancho wages. But This is, we seem to be seeing more and more of this excuse that we're going to lose 130 million from COVID. Well, so's everybody else, and they're still buying players. We also took a loan out in April for 140 million pounds. The owners took 90 million in dividends over the last few years. I mean, where does this sit with you? Is it an excuse now that we not only miss out on someone like Sancho, but also the fact that we're just hearing more and more in the media now? It's almost like the world's smallest violin. We're meant to feel sympathetic towards United's financial situation, which is it's like somebody throwing up because they've gorged themselves on a Chinese takeaway, isn't it? All you can eat. Oh, we feel sorry for you now. Here's your penny. Piss off.
Exactly. I can see KG waving in. Yeah, let him in. There he is.
Let me in.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to let him in.
Basically, the way I stand on it is this. I was reading that there wasn't even offers coming in for these players, Mark. So you talk about all of this money that we're spending on these players, when in theory, if you're the players, if you're Phil Jones, right? If you're Andreas Pereira or you're whatever, people always say, oh, don't they want to go and play football? Why they do? If you're going to give me £6 million a year, £4 million a year, £2 million a year, whatever, 100 grand a week, and you gave me a contract, and then all of a sudden I've become the villain and no one likes me, the pink boots, no one likes Phil Jones, and I'm going to go, I'll just sit on this, mate. I'm going to run it down. There's no offers in for me.
The table's the same as the other, isn't it? You can be at Stoke or you can be at Man United. I imagine the copy's better at United.
Do you know what I'm saying? And the P's that they're getting at Man United, they don't want to go anywhere. It's not even coming into it. Like the ambition thing's not coming into it. And we've stunk the place out with these long contracts for dead players, and we're feeling the effects of that. So Ollie's done a good job in trying to reverse that, because that mess that he walked into was so deep into the foundations of the club. Yeah, we're a mess. It takes a while to unravel that, unpick that. And you're right, this is his biggest frustration. He's got players there that he's going, you ain't even getting on my bench with 9 subs, mate. Piss off. Like, you ain't getting in. But he can't physically get those players out. Managers don't get involved in the contract and the numbers side of it. He just says, I do want this player or I don't want this player. When it comes down to the legal side of it, it's down to the agents. And the agents of these players and the players themselves are obviously within their right to be like, whoa, until suitable offer comes, I'm not going to go and get 50 grand a week when I'm on 120 grand a week. I've got kids to feed, so I'm just going to stay here for another 2 years, set myself up. And that's what I'm saying. So the urgency to get these players out and the offers that we want are not there. But you're right. If we did do it, we can afford the likes of Sancho just off the shit players who ain't even getting in the matchday squad.
The scary thing is, we'll come to KG on this, is that when you look at the game against Crystal Palace, where people were not fit, with no Lingard, no Romero, no Smalling, no Rojo, no Jones, no Pereira on the bench, and no Mata on the bench last week, there was over £30 million in wages, not even on United's bench. And that, you know, if we are to miss out on Sancho, KG, and I want to know what you feel about that now. That's what we're talking about. We can't afford him because we can't get rid of what people probably don't realise because they talk about 80 grand a week. Let's talk about what it is a year. It's 4 million a year for Phil Jones. It's 30 million pounds of players not even on the bench. That 30 million pounds, you only need a third of that for Sancho's wages, and the other 20 can go on, you know, taking that fee down a bit. It looks like we could miss out because of our ineptitude in getting rid of this deadwood again.
So the funniest thing? Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? First things first. Mark, are you still 90% or are you chilled out now? Like, you're with us, innit?
Well, I want to get into this. I mean, you have your say first. I'm still
right,
big.
cool.
I'm still 90% club. Flex is in the middle with 0. It's like a.
Not in the middle. I'm 100% out of the deal.
Flex is. Do you know what? I've got to the stage where this club is run like a joke. Like, I think Crystal Palace was a stark, like, it was a reminder to everyone we're in the worst position ever. Like, but do you not remember when they spoke about the war kitty that we had? And you'll be amazed the type of players that we can sign. Do you not remember sentences like that? Those sentences, they're all gone. And all of a sudden, we're broke FC. There's no more money in the coffers. We can't afford. So, and they said, this is what pissed me off today. They said that we're actually linking ourselves to these players just to make the fans feel good. Do you know what I mean? Why would you do that?
I feel great. We all feel great.
It's insane. So it's literally like, I've got kids. I ain't got kids. I've got one. Wow. My wife is like, raw. I got a daughter. Yeah. And can you imagine me telling her, don't worry, babes, I'm going to get you a scooter. I'm going to get you a scooter. It comes in and I'm like, you know what? I get her a toy of a scooter. She ain't getting a scooter. Like, and this is right now, Sancho's not coming. Everyone can forget it. We're not getting Sancho. We can't even sell Smalling and AS Roma want him. Do you know how mad that is? We have a player that people want and we can't sell. Pereira, no one wants him. He ain't getting nowhere. It's a disgrace. Literally, I'm looking at this club and that's why, like, on the weekend, I was calling the other fan channels. I was like, listen, we got to work together. They said, get out, shut up. They said that we marched in 2005. I don't know if you was doing that, Mark. If like,
because I getting drunk in Ireland, I think, to be honest.
There you go. But I think right now we can forget about Sancho. He's not coming. We can forget about I don't think there's anyone coming into this club. And if there is, it's going to be an emergency Josh King, and I'm not celebrating that. It's bitter times at this club. Like you said something funny today. What was it about Sarr? You said something about Sarr. It was a funny little
disrespect he puts on Sarr's name. I don't
Ta-da! It's Sarr. That's what you're going to get on the closing day.
Yeah, you're out of order. I'm getting him on the back of the shirt.
But you know what? I should learn about this because KG's just reminded me about this. I've told this story on my other channel. One Christmas, I really wanted an Amiga. It was the mid-90s, and I really wanted it because I wanted sensible world of soccer. It's a week before Christmas. I'm saying to my parents, am I getting an Amiga? Let's just wait and see. I said, hold on a minute. Last week you said you couldn't afford it. Let's just wait and see, right? All week I'm thinking, let's just wait and see. It's bloody happening. I'm telling my mates, shut up with your bloody Master System. You're poor. I'm getting an Amiga. Wake up Christmas Day morning. I've got a bloody cassette player and now bloody 12 or whatever. I said to the parents, I said, what's all this? Let's wait and see. Oh, we just wanted to keep you excited. That's the Man United philosophy at the moment. You're not going to get anything. We're just putting stories out there to make you
interested. You know what? It's actually got to the point, where this is going to sound so crazy, right? And technically, it's not true, because if we do sign Jadon Sancho, I'm going to go mad. I'm going to be like, yeah, thank God. But really, I've got this feeling that, like, if they just pay the money after doing all of this on deadline day, a lot of me wants to be like, you idiots. You idiots. Like, why are you waiting all of these weeks and months to just pay the money right at the end? Don't get me wrong. If Dortmund do us dirty and accept the installments that we've always been offering, then they're pricks for that. Do you know what I mean?
It's happening, though.
It's
happening. I'm getting that Amiga.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Not happening. I've already started a 0% club, and people are joining like mad, so it's fine.
I've joined to the point that, like, I think I'm like the secretary of the fan club, bro. Like, no one
comments. Are you 90% club or are you 0? What are you, KG? You 0?
I'm 0. All the way. No one's coming. Before, listen, Mark, I used to watch your videos in the morning and I say to myself, believe. I can't believe no more. Now you like that guy that's sending me down the bad path. I've got no plans to stay there.
On that email, aren't I? The phishing one. Join my scheme. I'll make you rich.
That's it.
All your money.
That's it. And we're in this. Is actually sad. As much as we're laughing and stuff, like the pain of knowing that if you look at our team, so we got Agallo, we got Mata still here. I love Mata, great guy, but what is he still doing here?
8.6 million a year.
There you go. And then
he's on double. He's on double a year. I've got it all written down here. I'm gonna have some fun. He's on double what Eric Bailly's on a year. Won't matter.
He probably plays more than Eric Bailly, though.
Well, yeah.
So then you got him. Did we give Pereira a new deal? Because I called you midweek.
Yeah,
so Pereira signed for a long time contract.
Yeah, he signed an extension, didn't he?
Yeah, he's only. To be fair, he's probably only on about 2 million a year.
But I can't make the matchday squad with 9 subs. Get out.
Yeah, he needs to get out. Link. Wait, hold. There's Deadwood. Delo. Delo.
I don't know what Delo's on. If anyone knows what he's on.
There you go. We've been trying to sell Rojo. Understand? We've been trying to sell Rojo for the last 2 years. We tried to sell him to Everton. Everton was like, the wages are too much. He's now in a bubble. Doing what in the bubble? We don't know what's going on right now. He's training by himself. Him and Smalling. You might as well bring them back into the squad.
They're in a bubble, right? Them bubbles that you run around with, and they've got all their wages in there every week, and they're just running around in this bubble going, I can't believe we're being paid to do this, Chris. I burnt the toast again,
like it's painful, but then I saw there's some, you know what? There's 2 ways to look at it, because Flex was really onto me the other day when we lost to Crystal Palace. Flex was saying to me, look, like, forget about we ain't getting no players. Ollie is to blame for that defeat. Yeah. And it's a tough one, because you're trying to manage this Ollie slander along with him not being backed. So it's a tough situation to be in. But again, if we lose to Brighton on the weekend, Ollie will need to be blamed for it at some stage. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, because there's good enough players there to get the job done. You know what I mean? But then does it take away the if we now start saying Ollie, this ain't good enough, does that now take away from the Glazer out, Woodward out campaign?
No, I don't believe. I've said this. I sympathise with anyone who's critical of Ollie. I was very critical. Me and Flex were talking about it when the team news came out. I thought McTominay starting was suicidal. Probably cost us the game. But I also think that if we go in on the manager, we let the Glazers off the hook. And whoever the manager is, and I keep mentioning Mourinho from a couple of years ago. He finished second. I was glad Mourinho got sacked, but he finished second, then he didn't get backed, and he was gone by Christmas. Yeah. Ollie's finished third. He's not been backed. He's going to fail. He will fail. If he doesn't get players in the next 2 weeks, he will definitely fail. I know that's going to happen. And that's why, for me, I just say, look, enough's enough. I don't care if we lose 4-0 at the weekend, 4-0 against Newcastle. It'll be hard, but I'm just going to keep that heat on the pressure on the Glazers, because
we say that now, Mark. We say that now, yeah.
It's hard, yeah.
When that final whistle goes and the mist comes,
yeah.
You don't care about the Glazers. I'm telling you, because I'm trying to be there and follow this strategy of it's not Ollie's fault, it's everything else. But then when these games start coming and it's against the rivals, that's you can't really argue that. Like, we have to win, you have to do with what we have. And like it or not, there is a decent team here. That's
the thing that I think people forget, KG. I honestly do. Like, even in the lead up to, that's why I even started talking about it a few days before the Palace game, because I just had a feeling that, hold on a minute, we're all talking about signings here, and rightly so, because we need it to kick on to the next level. But when you talk so much about signings and you need this and you need that and you need that and you need this, you forget actually about what you do have. And actually, we've seen for large parts of last season, I say large parts, in a lot of different moments, sporadically, especially towards the back end of the season before lockdown happened, we saw that we actually have a decent team. And if they all gel and they're all at it, they can be devastating at times. Obviously, the consistency has been a key. But I was like, everyone's forgetting that we've actually got a good team. So it's so easy to go, this is a disgrace because we should have had Sancho by today. Yeah, but the way they played the other day, you could have stuck Jadon Sancho right wing. I don't know if it would have made that much difference in that particular game with how many players weren't at the races. You can't carry 10 players, 9 players, 8 players playing shit. You can't. Sancho probably wouldn't even have got the ball. Even when Green would come on, he didn't do anything. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that there was a mixture of the lack of fitness and the preseason, all of that. Players coming back, only a couple training sessions. I get that. But what was the excuse when we got done by Crystal Palace last time at home in front of 75,000 people? What was the excuse at Bournemouth? What was the excuse against Burnley? Like, them things have been happening. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't like when all of the blame.
You know what? Last time we played Brighton, which was I don't know why I've gone all Somerset, but last time we played Brighton, we did we did play well. We were 3-0 up and we played brilliant. And then I think he used that whole 5 sub thing. Yeah. And then Brighton were like, shit, we've only got 20 minutes, but we've got a chance here. And they started playing really well against Mata and co. I mean, we're talking, if you tuned in a little bit late, we're talking about the fact that this Sancho deal, this Tellez deal, any deal that we're trying to do over the next 2 weeks is massively hindered by the fact that we're paying over £30 million a year to players that can't even get on our bench. We've got the most expensive wage bill. We've not moved players off. They keep constantly putting out that it's going to cost us 130 million. I mean, this is interesting as well. I'll put this to both of you. 130 million pounds we're going to lose for not having fans in the ground. We keep being told this. And I think, as I said to Flex, I think we're all meant to go, oh my God, it's like the end of EastEnders. Do. But realistically, just don't care. Don't care, because if we don't get in the Champions League, which we won't if we don't buy players, I think that's 70 million straight away. So it's all swings and roundabouts. We've got to spend to make money in this game.
This is why I'm telling you, the club are and I don't want to swear, 7 o'clock. It's not even a watershed. So the club are taking us the penis heads. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, because really and truly, if we get into, we got Champions League qualification, that means money. We got to the late stage of Europa League. That means money. I heard we got to make like 65 million profit a year or something like that in a quarter. So you can't tell me we ain't made the 65 million. Then we're sponsored by, here you go. Someone said we got the New Dawn tire sponsor. We got all these sponsors. Like, if you go on the Man United thing, you see a bag of new
affiliates. Yeah.
So now you can't tell us. Before we were told we got no power. We got this. They talk about the fans and they kind of belittle us and say all of a sudden we're now the most powerful thing in the world and they need us in the stadium to make signings. It's a liberty. It's literally, they're taking the piss. It's not an issue of the players are on high salaries. We can manage it. This club's worth something, what, 4 billion? Yeah. There's no excuse to like show us this. Right now, it's like it's taking the piss. That's the only word I can put down to it. They're taking the piss. We have the money. If we wanted to buy players out of the deal, we can. Like right now we're asking ourselves, who is to blame for the state that we're in right now? Because that's why I wanted to throw that question to you lot. Like, who is it? Is it Woodward or is it the Glazers? Because when I was arguing with another fan, they said the Glazers are putting £1 billion into the club. Yeah.
So, this is where I stand on that, KG, right? This is where I stand on that. I said it when I went on Sky actually before. If you are the top of the CEO of, say, Foot Locker, or JD, right, and you employ the guy below you who's in charge of getting all the managers to run them stores, and all them stores stop selling trainers, they're not hitting targets, They're not selling the extra insoles and the laces and all the little sprays and all that with the shoes, yeah? And all of a sudden, Birmingham Foot Locker starts going down the pan. Then Manchester Foot Locker goes down the pan. Oxford Street one's going down the pan. Yes, those managers are going to lose their jobs because the guy below the top guy is going to go, listen, mate, you're making me look shit here. You're flushing the thing down the pan here. But if you bring another guy in and then he fails, and another guy in and he fails, and you're getting crap staff in who don't know how to talk to the customers, don't know how to sell, they don't know the names of the trainers, they're giving shit service, I'm going to come to you as the owner of the whole franchise of Foot Locker, and I'm going to say, KG, actually, you've been doing this for 7 years, bro. You're hiring these people and you're shit. But guess what? At Manchester United, that isn't what's happening. Why?
Yeah.
Because me as a CEO at Foot Locker, my staff are shit and all of that. But guess what? I'm selling Nike trainers though, so people are still buying, or I'm still making a lot of money. So okay, we're not doing as good as we can do, but I've still got my dividends. I can still share it out. I've still got money. I still own JD Sports, i.e. another NFL team. I still own
also
whatever.
As well, you're probably sat there as the owner, too busy laughing and thinking, how did I get away with this? I bought this club on debt. I'm making so much money. I don't care what Ed Woodward does because, you know, I've got this thing that's just making me so much money. And I think I put the blame at the Glazers. I do. I think, you know, I heard Patrice saying that
Woodward. It's got to be Woodward. It's got to be Woodward.
Well,
I was thinking that before, but my opinion has changed purely. Don't get me wrong. It's always Glazers out. But you have to understand that Woodward has done these deals that make no sense. As we say, we're sitting here saying,
we'll sack him then.
Yeah, but who's allowed to do that, KG? That's what I'm saying. If you're bad at your job, if you're bad at your job, if you get cast for a program or whatever, the people who hired you, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, like they're not just gonna get the blame. They're gonna go, KG, you're shit at your job, mate.
Yeah.
Out.
This is it.
But the Glazers ain't doing that, bro. It's their decision to put Ed Woodward there and be the top don. Their decision. They can take him out at any moment, you know. They don't have him there.
Listen to what Evra said though, because like it or not, when he's talking about getting in contact, can you imagine for transfer signings, someone's calling Patrice Evra and saying they need to answer the phone? Like, we're trying to do a deal, they're not answering the phone. Do you know how crazy that is? The amount of players that we've lost, because don't forget, these lot spun the best tell. When Ole got appointed, remember it was interim, and they said the first thing we're going to do to make sure that this club's in a great situation, director of football. It weren't like director of football with no powers or nothing. It said, this is what's going to happen. Now, what you're clearly seeing, why we missed out on so many signings, Haaland, all these people that have wanted to come, when you listen to Every, he's saying that it's lawyers selling them the dream. It's lawyers saying, this is what we're going to do. No lawyer is going to be able to talk about football to a player and make him believe in a project. When Man City was talking, there was a project and the players bought into it, they signed. Yeah. The only difference is with we got Donny van der Beek because Ole was able to sell the project. This is before any money is transferred. So the biggest issue right now is you're seeing that we got these money guys who don't know nothing about football and are literally like they're not even negotiating properly with clubs, and that's why clubs are pissed off. Thiago was signed to Liverpool, and they're paying $5 million a year, bro. That's how they're paying it, piece by piece. Do you think Bayern will do that with us, with our lawyers? It's not happening. Yeah. So we need a football person. Like we're speaking to Rio at one stage, we're speaking to Evra at one stage, and why have they gone silent? Was even speaking to Van der Sar, and then all of a sudden, Wood was on the phone saying, you know what, forget this director of football. I've cracked it. I've got Maguire, 80 mil. It's mental.
It's well known though in the football world that Manchester United's Matt Judge, Ed Woodward, whoever's involved, they're well known amongst agents and football clubs for being an absolute shambles, like embarrassing. You know, almost like Fleetwood Town. You know, their reputation is not of they get off on the reputation of Manchester United, but it's basically like think of a mate who doesn't like football. I haven't got any because I'll just get rid of them. But imagine somebody who doesn't like football and letting them play the world's best game of Football Manager. Like they love it because they're like, I've got all this power, but they've got no idea. Look at Bayern Munich. They've got ex-football people involved. Manchester United have got. I mean, you see a picture. Wouldn't care if they're the best people at their job, and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But when I see the pictures of Ed Woodward and Matt Judge, I ain't getting Reservoir Dogs theme tune in my head. I'm getting Laurel and Hardy. You know, it's just they're embarrassing, and they are embarrassing, and they're not. I don't care whether they don't like that or not. You are embarrassing. You are embarrassing to this football club, and you've been doing it for years. But I still think the Glazers are at fault because you sack them, and then you bring other people in. So I think the portion blame to a lot of people, really.
What do we do? Because I'm all for. I hate the situation that we're in now, and I'm trying to get a campaign going of everyone unfollowing Man United on the socials. Yeah, like dramatically. At the end of transfer deadline day, we just leave. If they talk about us on the phone in these meetings, I know because people say, look, we can't do nothing. I'm not the kind of person that believes nothing can happen. I believe as a group of people, we are the fans, and they keep talking about us. Obviously, we have a powerful voice, and like it or not, they've mentioned a few times that they're disappointed with how the fans are feeling. You know what I mean? So for us now, it's like how there's all these minds. There's how many? There's 800,000 people just in United stand alone. How do we organize to show our dismay in a creative way? Because I do believe there's ways not to go into Woodward's house thing because he's moved, and that's not cool. I do not co-sign that. But what can we do as a fan base to really show? Because we got voices. There's no way that we can let this carry on. They're going to kill our club, and we're going to be complaining January, or we'll be complaining in the next transfer.
It doesn't really matter because KG and his crew are getting flex. They're going to be unfollowing Man United on transfer deadline day, and I'm going to be there saying, "Look, 90% club win." I'm like that.
This is it. The thing's too divided, bro. The thing's too divided, and you know what? We spoke about it, I think, in last week, and it is sad that actually within the fan base, it's like you got little cliques, and I don't really understand why that is, because realistically, we all can agree on one thing, which is actually that we want the team to do well, and we don't like the Glazers. Yeah, that is the most simple thing. Things about players, and when you react to players, yeah, you might think differently, but I just think there's so many different sub bits. You know, people attacking people for, oh, well then, you know, don't do this or don't buy that, don't have that shirt, don't do this. But then I'm seeing people, well, hold on a minute, but you're watching them on TV, you're funding the Glazers.
Well, I tweeted about Glazers out. I got like 10,000 likes, 300 retweets. I was like, hey, I like this. I'm going to do it again. And then I had somebody replying, some bloody Manchester fan saying, next time I see you in Manchester, I'm chucking you in the canal. And I was like, I'm going to Manchester. I can't wait. You know, you're going to chuck me in the... So are you Glazers out? Yeah. What? So you're going to chuck me in the canal because I'm also Glazers out? No, because you're a Forest fan. You know, it's like you can't... The division in the fan base. I was speaking to somebody today, and they were saying, "Look, I don't want to give away who they are, but I'm going to try and talk to these different factions and try and bring us all together on this. If it goes the way we think it's going to go,
we need it."
But he said it'll be very, very difficult because they don't like each other, they don't like you, and it'll be very hard to do it. And I was like, "Yeah, but ultimately, we can all go back to not liking each other afterwards. But if we all just agree to do it, like." For this, it's just like a playground. It really is, and the Glazers must be there going, get that.
They love it.
Next year for the laugh, let's put a kit out in a turtle pattern. They'll all buy it. Don't worry.
You know what? Yeah. Another thing is this. Yeah, I was speaking to someone who's on the board of directors at another Premier League club. I'm not going to say who they are.
So many friends, bro.
No. I'm just being honest. I don't like to do in the know and all this stuff. I'm just saying what the conversation I've had on many a time.
Kettering Town.
like I said, Premier League club, right? Premier League club, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, bro, saying this kind of thing, you know, the owners, this and that. And you know what? It was so disheartening, right? And this is probably why I have this view up until this day. This was about a year ago. He goes, Flex, you do realize they don't give a shit, don't you? I goes, nah. I goes, nah, mate. I goes, nah, because that. He goes, listen. And this was obviously before Corona. He was like, even if fans didn't come, which I know they can clearly we can see now they do need it. He's like, they could just like sell the rights to people in like China or, you know, wherever. It's such a commodity that you do realize they're not just going to listen to people like getting angry on social media or going, what do we want? Blaze out. When do we want it? Now. Like, you do realize they don't care. But guess what? Although I'm not trying to like break your spirit, KG.
They didn't like it. I'll tell you what though, Flex, though, just to jump in on that, because I'll forget, they didn't like what happened to Woodward, and that should not have happened. And what they really didn't like was the singing in the ground at Old Trafford, and that's why they've done all these concessions with the Red Army, and they've expanded the singing section and they've moved it.
You got to appease, but
because they didn't like that as a marketing tool to hear people going build a bonfire, and all that. They don't like that. Social media, I don't think they care about.
This is it. This is what I mean. But even the singing thing, Mark, you're right, and that got people going. That looks bad on the club. You can hear it. They're flying the planes over the top. Well, guys, 9 months on from that, yeah, all right. They've got the singing section. They're appeasing the fans, having a few meetings and that.
They're not the singing section, by the way. They'll hate you even more. It's the Red Army. True. It is the Red Army, and we respect the Red Army. They don't like this.
I spoke to a lot of them guys there. They're, they're good guys. But anyway, they sorted that out, right? And look now, 9 months later, we're still saying they're a joke. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. Why? I'll tell you why. If you are a business person and you own something, a commodity that is £4 billion, even though it's financed on debt and you're not putting into whatever, and it's making you this much money from a business sense, would you sell it? The answer is no. The answer is no. That's why they've put the figure of 4 billion on its head, because no one's even going to come in from that. So that just proves, what I'm saying is, it just proves that they really do not give a crap. Like, don't.
And I see don't get me wrong. And I was listening to what you're saying, and I was thinking, am I disheartened? And the answer is no, not at all. I'm in the 90% club of saying we can do something, bro. Literally, like, I get it. I understand that, they don't care and it's small. But then if you get something, I believe in change happens incrementally. You know what I mean? And we've never had the players speak the way the players are speaking again. So we had Beckham one day, he took the green and gold scarf, and that was amazing, and I don't think we capitalized on stuff. And the board are watching us as a fan base. As soon as when we was getting upset last season, we just announced that one signing that just kind of calms us down.
Yeah, if we get Sancho, that's what will happen.
Exactly, but we can't this time. We can't do that. I'm not going to celebrate.
Tell Mark that, because if we get,
I've got to celebrate the fact that I'm right.
Mark's different. Yeah, Mark's allowed to celebrate because they've been onto him. I saw the Michael Jordan thing. That's hilarious. They added me as well. And say, just stop it.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that one. No.
Oh, you've been at it all day. Like it says, tag a football fan with delusional opinions, and it's like about Sancho, and it's like it's Michael Jordan saying, "Stop! It's enough. It's not happening." Anyway, listen. The main thing is we can't get distracted, and I was the king of. I would have celebrated Sancho if he came in before. I can't lose the vision right now. I'm not, and everyone is up to you.
Hey, you're gonna go mad if we sign Sancho. Shut up, man.
I'm not.
You're an idiot. This how you say Ollie lies.
But no one's going to listen to you. That's the problem. You're going to be there, like that guy on his own with a scarf outside Old Trafford, going, "Oh, Glazer's out," and everyone else is going to be going, "Where does Sancho fit in? Where are we going to finish? Can we win the league?"
Everyone's got a Sancho 7 shirt queuing up outside the megastore to get the shirt on the first day, and KG's going to be, waving.
No, we can't. No, listen.
You're going to be gassed if we sign Sancho. Get out.
I will be excited, but we can't get. This is how they get us all the time. And
it's too late. You're right. It's way too late. We've lost 3 points already.
Exactly. We'll be here. Can you imagine if we sign? Look what they did to us. We all knew we wanted Bruno. We've been knowing for time, the longest time, and we didn't sign him at the adequate time. And then we come back in January. But look how many points we lost without getting Bruno when we needed to get him at the beginning of the season. Yeah. So we celebrated it, but we're the mugs. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could have him. All the fans knew we needed him at the beginning of the season. We didn't sign him. So once again, they're gonna do the same. They're gonna do the same shit to us. Excuse my language. They're gonna give us a little Jadon Sancho. Everyone in the world knows that Lindelof and Maguire do not need to be next to each other ever again on the pitch. The whole world knows that. Go and buy a super centre back. We ain't bought one. Why did we even qualify for Champions League? That's the question I'm asking myself. They put this pressure on Ollie saying, and Ollie was talking, so Ollie believed. They said, if you get Champions League, you can get better players. That's what we was fighting for. And then only to not get nothing. You're telling me Donny van der Beek is what you get for Champions League qualification?
It's not, yeah.
It's not good enough. So we now have to get to a stage where we say, look, guys, we start somewhere and we build up, because trust in the people's voice. Like it seems silly, but if just imagine now you get to a point where we're all working together, 60th minute, we all leave. The stadium and people get up and move. I'm telling you, those things are powerful pieces. And
do you know the most powerful thing we could actually do, yeah? But it's never going to happen because we've all been starved of football so long. The most powerful thing we can actually do is no one actually go to the games when we're allowed to come back. But
they still make the money though, don't they?
They will make it. I'm saying they'll still make it off TV money and that. But like how they're saying, how they need the money now. That's why we're down this money. That's the only feasible thing. But this is what annoys me, because, and it's the whole football ownership thing. They play on the heartstrings of the fans, because as a fan, your players deserve to be supported, bro. Like, forget the ownership around it. The players who signed for Manchester United, and we want the team, they deserve us to be there and put our feelings aside from the Glazers for them. That's what we love the club. We love the players who play for the club. We want the club to do well. So we don't want to do that whole nobody go to games.
But that's why the walkouts.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, and the walkouts. Yeah,
the walkouts.
I've got a bit of news. Got a bit of good news, by the way. I forgot to tell everyone this. This is good news. Oh, ta-da! It's Sarr. Dortmund want to get Sarr as a replacement for Sancho. I tell you, it's all coming together.
You know, what's the source on that though?
Romano.
Where's
Romano?
Did you say that?
Romano.
Romano.
Fabrizio Romano has said that Dortmund are looking at Sarr as a potential replacement for Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, well, okay, that's fine. That's all great. But guess what? The reason why it says potential replacement is because Man United haven't potential.
Yeah, but you're going to celebrate Sarr on the back of your shirt if he comes to United. We're going to fall out.
Yeah,
we're going to fall out. I'm going to lose my shit. I will lose my shit big time.
Good enough for Dortmund.
Wait. No, but you're going to lose your shit just because you're right. I don't think you're going to lose your, it's just to say that, I was right. And I get that.
No, I'll go mad if we don't buy Sancho. I'm going to go mad. I don't care if we buy. There's not many players we can buy that's not going to be Sancho. Like if it's Neymar or Mbappe, I'll just begrudgingly go, well, we've upgraded. But I will anything.
You're trying.
I like it. I tell you what, I do like Adama Traore. I've said that, but we ain't even looking at Adama Traore. We're looking at Ismail Sarr and Perisic and bloody David Brooks. I'd rather buy the bloody Charlie Brooks or whatever his name is from what's the Garth Brooks. I'd rather buy him.
Yeah. No one's coming. I'm telling you, lot. Just accept it now. Just go mad now, Mark. There's no point holding it in. I'm telling you, no one's coming. Nobody's coming. We need to organize. But I get it. So you lot are saying that at the moment you're not sure about the organization thing, and I'm gonna be out here with my one scarf.
No,
I'll be there. And I'm
on the 5th of October, yeah. You know that little, the transfer ticker. You know what I mean? Yellow writing on Sky Sports or where everyone's looking. But because I remember last year when what was it? No, it was the Jose year, because we were in there, Mark, on deadline day. And remember when I remember looking up at the screen in the big room, and it was like, there's only a few hours left. So you're in the territory of ridiculousness, really. Mm-hmm. And it was like, United are looking at Diogo Godin from and we were like, maybe he's a bit experienced, and just got sucked in. And then 48 minutes later, it's like Manchester United end their interest in Diego Godin. I can see Mark in the last hour of the transfer window with no Sancho being like,
I'll give up way before the last day, mate. I ain't that stupid. There ain't no way I'm sitting there with 10 minutes to go going, please. Yeah. It ain't happening. It's not happening. If it's not happening, I'm not going to be there on transfer deadline going, it can still happen.
And as soon as
there can be miracles when you believe. No, it's not happening.
As soon as it hits the clock strikes whatever, they do their little Big Ben chimes like it's New Year's or whatever, yeah. And it goes bong, and you got Jim Wright saying, "That's it. The transfer window is closed." And Mark's going to be going, "They've not done it. They've not done it. They're bloody prats. They've not done it."
Before that, mate.
You got to do the table bag as well. They've not done it.
Matt Thompson, this ain't no WWE Ric Flair. If I lose, I'm out of YouTube. I'm not quitting YouTube just because Sancho doesn't sign. The great thing about 90% is there's 10% that's not. Yeah.
Or you can just be like me and have 100% or 0%. Be 100%, 0%.
But the thing is, I know we're talking to him. I know we're talking to him.
I'm telling you, Man United ain't going to pay the money. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And if they do, this is what I'm saying. I'll just be angry that they've done it right at the end and put me through this shit. So I'll just get angry at that.
Yeah. No, I do agree with that. Yeah.
Nah, listen, wait. So watching us, where do you lot think? Because obviously we all had we felt like we're going to finish in whatever position before a ball was kicked. Right now, and looking at all the other teams, realistically, actually, I just asked, where do you think we're going to be by December? What position?
Right now with the players?
Yeah, with just how everything is as it stands right now. It's December. What position are we in the table?
It's really mad. It's really mad because
comment section do that.
You need to ask me there, please. You need to forget December, KG. You need to ask me where we're going to be by the end of October. Because I tell you what, the batch of games that we've got in that little period are very difficult games. You know, very difficult games. If you ain't
end of when?
I'm saying by the end of October, because by then we would have played, I think, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs.
Oh
Everton
God,
away.
I'm terrified. We've got Arsenal and Spurs to play. I'm shitting myself,
mate. All right, okay.
They're going to clip this up now. They're going to clip that up. All right.
What's going to happen? 5 minutes later.
Mate, I'm telling you now, put some respect on Ollie's name. Right, with this team, with Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, Pogba, Bruno, Matic, we will still finish 4th. The problem is, and we might finish 5th, but we're not going to finish bloody 8th. People are saying 8th. We're going to finish 4th.
No.
We'll finish 4th. But the problem is, and this is where, on a serious note, everybody goes wrong. And it goes back to Mourinho as well. We finished 3rd. We're Manchester United. We should be closing a gap. And the reality is the gap between us and Liverpool is bigger. Today, it's bigger than it was at the end of the season because of what they've done. Thiago's a fantastic player. Jota's a fantastic player. They are better than us, and they've extended the gap. That's what's disgusting. 4th is not good enough for us today. I think, Flex, in a way, you're setting yourself up to be happy because you're going, we're going to struggle. We'll get 4th, and you'll go, we've had a good season. 4th ain't good enough. It's shit.
I've said this is the only season where you could finish 3rd again, right? Let's say we finish 3rd again, but the gap between 3rd and 1st was 8 points. Like that's the only time when, in a weird way, we could finish in the same scenario as 3rd, but be 8 points off the top. That is progress. Because all I'm saying is the proper progress this year, if we get the signings, is to significantly reduce the gap between us and Liverpool and us and City. Too big. We're miles off. So I wouldn't be happy with it. What I'm saying is that if we don't get the signings, it will be a fight for 4th. A fight.
Yeah.
It will.
100%. It's not. But you know, just another thing, just to get something topical. What's your thoughts on this, KG? Because Manchester Evening News have said today that Eric Bailly, it's his big season, and if it doesn't work out, we might buy a centre back next summer. Should we be going into a season without a bloody centre back? You know, we had Lindelof and Maguire last week. All right, Eric Bailly playing against Brighton, but if he goes and does the old Stretch Armstrong thing and stretches his groin for 3 months, we're back with Lindelof and Maguire.
Yeah, and it's the thing. So we all love Bailly. Yeah,
that's a funny super chat. I'm sorry, that's funny.
No, they're killing me. Listen, in the comment section, so they keep talking. Obviously, they call me the condom hat man. It's fine. But what happens is when they call me the condom hat man, I thought, you know what, I'm doubling down. I used the Boohoo man, passcode, 40% off. I bought loads of them, bruv. I bought in their colours, bruv. Thank you, Boohoo man, bruv. Anyway, listen. Let's stay topical right now. Bailly, I'm hoping, and this is where it could be delusional. Yeah.
It's always hope, isn't it? It's never belief.
I can't, because I just see every time Bailly does a challenge, I'm like, oh my God, he's injured. Literally. You know what I mean? And I'm just hoping, because Bailly is the perfect partner for him. If Bailly, if let's say, or I'm thinking like this, and this is crazy. You know, when I'm in Tesco, I'm thinking Bailly gives us 3 months. By then, we should probably have Twanzebe back. Twanzebe gives us a strong, maybe a month, because we don't know. He's got a mad injury process. Yeah. And then you say to yourself, because Smalling ain't getting nowhere, Smalling, come on down, help us finish the end of the season. I don't want to see Lindelof in this team ever again. I'm done.
Ever again.
Well,
you remember Ricky's prediction.
I'm
telling you now, Chris Smalling will play more games than anybody else apart from Harry Maguire. And then the next day it was like, we're selling Smalling. But he might be right. I think Smalling's good. He just obviously doesn't want to be here.
Smalling is not. He doesn't want to be here. He's got AS Roma in his bio, which is crazy because he plays for us. But let's leave that alone. I think he's not going. There's no way they can really get him to. They're not trying to pay the money. Smalling's kind of trying to force a move in whichever way he can, but he's going to be here. The window's going to close.
I think on that one, I'm 90% club. He will go.
He's not going. This club, we've been trying to sell him. We've been trying to sell him since they wanted him for Europa League campaign. Yeah. So I don't know how long it's been. A few months. The whole of lockdown, he's been trying to get over there. He's still not there. Do you know what I mean?
Ice cream man.
Lindelof. Iceman.
Oh, yeah.
Mark's slow with it today. Slow with it.
I was thinking Mr. Whippy, like Phil Jones or something. I was like, what ice cream man?
What are you thinking about Mengi though? Because they keep saying everyone's screaming for this kid. I've never watched Mengi play. Let me be honest now. I've not seen one highlight.
You're like everybody who's screaming for him to play then. You got to play Mengi. You got to play Mengi. Have you seen him play? No.
I ain't seen one highlight, but I wanted to start against Brighton, bro.
This is what you're like. You're just a loser. I tell you this all the time. From when you made that Bellingham comment, I just knew what sort of.
I'm honest.
You're on. But with the Mendy situation, I think anyone who it's like Hannibal. Anyone who rips up the reserves, because Chong was doing it. I remember watching videos of Chong running through everyone. It's like they're too good for under 23 level. They've almost outgrown that, even though they're younger than under 23s. And they're too good for that. And they're in that in-between camp. So you can't just assume straight away that Mengi can come and play big man football and be amazing. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying it's a big assumption to just go.
It's the excitement of the youth. I mean, that's what we are, isn't it? We've had a youth player in our squad since the 1930s. We love the youth at United. We found another star.
They can't all be Greenwoods. No, I mean, they can't all be Ryan Giggs. They can't all be class of 92. They can't. So, that's
the whole point. Yeah, this is just so. Let's say that this club hasn't got no money to spend. The one thing that I'm wondering about is we supposedly have all these scouts all over the world. Why are we not finding the Kantes or this player or like the cheap players? Why are we not?
Mahrez, I think, didn't even cost less than £1 million.
Exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, if we know this is the situation that we're in, why are we? There's been no preparation. That's why I'm telling you, we're being treated like mugs. This is mug central. Like literally, they know that we're just gonna sit here and complain, and that's why something needs to be done, lads.
This comment's very good. United fans getting rid of the Glazers would be like all the characters who hated each other on Game of Thrones coming together to fight the Night King.
Let's do it.
That is it.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah,
that's true. And I don't know who it's gonna take because no one's gonna listen to a Londoner, bruv. Man's with South. I can't even do a Manchester accent, bruv. It's not happening. If I tried to lead the troops, bruv, they'd be like, "Shut up and go back to London, bruv." Do you know what I mean? So it's not gonna be me. Flex. Yeah, Luton. Where is Luton even? It's got one airport. It's dead. We don't want to hear from you either, bruv. Nottingham. I don't know. Wait, you're in Birmingham. That ain't gonna get done. We need like them man with us. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
We thought we give them the army. We'll be like we'll be the Lancers.
We'll be on horses at least. Minimum horses. Yeah, they'll respect us. We're on horses. Flex will get killed first, or probably me. You know how it goes. And then it is what it is, isn't it? Then Mark tells the story about it.
That was the king, yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I just want to bring a few topical things in. Ahead of the game at the weekend, I think we've just spoken about Bay. I think we all agree Bay should start with Maguire. What do you do with the goalkeeper situation? I mean, one thing I would say before you jump is that a lot of people are saying maybe we play Henderson. I preferred De Gea to me, but what I didn't realise is that the next round of the Carabao Cup is actually next week. Yeah. So there's actually no reason to bring Henderson in, really, because he's going to play midweek next week anyway.
And probably against Brighton, because they're probably going to beat Preston. So we've got Brighton again.
Yeah, so I think Henderson's going to play next week at the Carabao Cup. I don't think De Gea's enough to be dropped because Henderson made one good save against Luton reserves.
Yeah, I agree. You can't. It's still De Gea's place to lose right now. I've said all along, all I wanted was when we was doing shows before he signed his deal, it was very much what would you do with him? And everyone was saying, bring him back, make him number one. Some people were saying, no, sell him. Some people were, I was saying, all I want is for him to come back and provide genuine, real competition to De Gea, where De Gea has to look every day in training at the young buck and go,
I love it.
This ain't a joke. If I F up, he's in. This ain't, like I said, on the way back from Watford on the bus, when he hit the crossbar and they tapped it in, on the way back from Goodison Park on the bus, when he passed it to Calvert-Lewin, when he let in goals at the near post and all this stuff, he was not on that team coach looking at Romero thinking, oh man, he's going to play that game. Wasn't happening. But now Ollie's publicly given his backing and said about his thoughts and feelings towards Dean Henderson, and they don't give a young kid who's never played for the club a 6-year deal at 120 grand a week if they don't believe that he's got a place in the squad when he's needed to. So De Gea still number one for me.
Yeah,
but you have to kind of it's a bit bad because you're kind of waiting for it to be at the expense of a result. Because I'm basically saying as soon as De Gea messes up, then change it. But
I don't think he will. So I'm still with De Gea. But then, didn't you feel a sense of security with Henderson in the sticks, even though it's just against Luton?
No, I think it's because it's new. I think it's because it's new, and you're like, and then he done the save, and then you're like,
yeah.
Like, nah, not yet.
Sure, I'll be honest. I did feel assured. I thought, okay, there's nothing to worry about. He's not gonna, because basically we all know De Gea is an amazing goalkeeper, but it's the calamities, and like expensive ones that we felt like 2 seasons in a row. Do you know what I'm saying? I think with De Gea and with Henderson here, De Gea is going to be incredibly focused. Even those things when he was doing even in the Crystal Palace game, I think he was coming out doing some sweeper stuff. When he knew that they'll play.
He had his hands in the air, moaning at people.
So it's different. That's a different energy from De Gea because he's very cool. He'll chill back and just wait. But he now knows that I'm under serious pressure.
So I think it's Mark who's probably put that comment. Romano said it in his podcast, Prats.
Oh yeah, because people are saying Goldbridge is full of shit about this quote from Romano because it's not on Twitter. He doesn't put everything on bloody Twitter. You know what? I genuinely go live on the United Stand and think I'm going to make a lie up. Oh, let me misquote Romano, who's been on the show before, and let him sue me for putting lies out there. Oh, he's on his bloody podcast. He doesn't have to tweet it. He doesn't want to tweet it because he wants you to pay for his bloody podcast.
Yeah, they should be thanking you for giving it to him for free, Mark.
I've just given it for free. Yeah, he's going to get. He won't come on now.
But then what about the midfield? Because that's the question. I was actually talking to Rick, and I said, who plays for you guys in that midfield three? Because is Pogba ready? Did you enjoy? I enjoyed Matic's performance, but Fred was decent as well. So who really gets in?
What are you saying?
There's a Bruno agenda going on. There is a Bruno agenda.
Talk to me about the Bruno agenda.
Well, Ricky is low key. Sort of not a fan of Bruno. I know he's not. I know. And that's fine. I love different opinion.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that there is this whole sort of, it's been bubbling for about just over a week.
Yeah.
Van der Beek and Bruno, it's got to be one or the other. I like, and because Donny's the new, it's like, wow, everyone wants to play Donny van der Beek. I think you take Bruno Fernandes out of that team, you see what happens. Well, you put Bruno Fernandes in that team. We went from 14 points off third to third. In like 3 months. Bruno's our best player. And I know Pogba's the best talent, but
Kevin
Bruno...
De Bruyne levels, I said it. It's reckless opinion. I'll say what I want. He's on Kevin De Bruyne levels. No one can argue. Change your face. Fix your face, Flex. It's the United stand, bruv. Go to the City stand for that rubbish, bruv. Yeah.
Listen, the numbers don't lie in terms of De Bruyne level since he's been here. So on that basis...
There you go.
On that basis
that's
You're
right.
not actually wrong. It's whether Bruno continues to keep them numbers up.
Bruno wouldn't get nutmegged by bloody Prudence. That's for
Hey, he's a good player. You see what I mean?
Bruno wouldn't get nutmegged.
Players like that, yeah. And we find man like Dan James. I don't get it.
He's good. I'd like him.
Okay. you lot keep talking this Dan James talk. If Dan James goes to Leeds, yeah, he's gonna be a whole new player, and you're gonna wish he was still here.
Would you sell him? Would you sell him?
Never sell Dan James. Never.
You would never sell Dan James.
Whoa, that's a lie. That was over the top. That was over the top.
This is welcome to the shit that you have to put up with KG, because he says mad stuff.
Because he said, when you said I was pushed into a corner, in it, and that's what you do. When you push into a corner, you just go against it. But okay, I'll probably sell Dan James for the right money, yeah, but not for
that be 15 million.
Nah,
yeah, if I said to you now,
yeah,
United need 15 million
yeah,
to get Sancho, and the only one we can sell is Dan James.
You think I'm gonna do it?
Yeah, you better do it.
No, because you know why? I won't do it. Okay, you know what? Wait, okay, this is why you lot are mugs, yeah? We got rid of Sanchez. Why did we all celebrate? We thought, oh, we're gonna spend now, salaries cleared, everything, it's time to spend. What have we done? Nothing. We got rid of Lukaku. Everyone was like, yep, come on down, money to spend. Did we get Bruno? Nope, nothing happened. So all you're gonna do is sell someone that's of decent quality, and it's just going to fill the coffers of the Glazers. It's nothing to do with us. We keep celebrating the wages like
Mark giving you a hypothetical. So you got to believe
this club. Hypothetically,
wait, you can't do what you've just done. You can't do what you've done. What you've done is you've listened to the hypothetical situation, which is all right. Let me paint this picture for you. I'm telling you that to fund the Sancho deal, you can only sell Dan James, but you're saying, no, because that's not going to happen, really. It's a made-up thing. It's like me saying to you, what would you do if you won this amount of money? When you go, but I'm not going to win the lot. Mate, it's a hypothetical thing.
Hypothetically, okay, I do it.
You're such an idiot.
I hate you.
You know what? As well, I don't want to go back to Henderson De Gea, but you know, you mentioned the money we saved, 300, 400 grand a week on Sancho. I think it's stupid. You know, I don't like the De Gea Henderson thing anyway, because I think it's not going to work. I've never known a club have two fantastic goalkeepers at the same time. I don't know how that works. But also, when we need a centre back and we need a right winger, why are you spending 350k a week on one goalkeeper and 100? I mean, he's in the top 5 paid goalkeepers in the Premier League. Henderson, De Gea's number 1. So we've got 2 of the top 5 paid goalkeepers in the world in the Premier League, and we can only play one. You know, it's like, we just didn't need to do that. Romero, all I've listened to for 3 years is Romero's the best backup goalkeeper in the world. That's all I've ever heard. He's the best backup goalkeeper in the world. And I'm like, yeah, he's not anymore, because we've just gone and spent 140 grand to have Henderson as our backup when we need a centre back and a right winger.
It's not funny. Our club's a joke, you know. Literally.
Business decisions. You see, people want to ignore it because they love Hendo. Oh, we've got Hendo and De Gea. And I'm like, yeah, we've got no centre back and a right winger. We're spending £500,000 a week on goalkeepers.
Yeah. And then we're getting a left back. Don't get me started on the Teller situation, because I didn't think that's the most important position that we need to fix right now. I'm quite confused by the Tellers thing, knowing the state of our defense. Do you know what I mean? Even that's confusing. So again, when I say it, like, you have to look at Woodward, Matt Judge, and you say, what the hell is going on? And you make it's the biggest point of, you've got a Henderson now. He's going to sit on the bench making all that money for what? For what reason? And then even now, if you want to sell him on, who's going to take him? He's one of the highest paid goalkeepers right now. You know what I mean? And what team takes him? It makes no sense what we're doing. I don't understand any of the moves. And that's why I would love to hear from Woodward. If Woodward could talk to the fans and say, this is what's going on, guys. And it's going to be live anyway.
He does do that. He puts out the statement saying, you know, we've been affected by this and we're not going to be, you know, bullied into stuff. We've got, you know, trust the process. We believe in what we're doing. And we're going in the direction that we believe is best for that's what he says.
You've got to scrutinise the decisions, though. And this is, KG is right. You've got to scrutinise the decisions. Forget the personnel. You know, if we do buy Ismail Sarr, I don't care whether Flex loves him or not. He's not Jadon Sancho. It's like comparing Neymar to Perisic. They're nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the same. And we want Sancho, and Sancho wants us, and Solskjaer wants Sancho. So Ismail Sarr, forget about it. I like Henderson, but as KG just said there, what's the end game with this stupid decision? One of them has to fail because you can only play one goalkeeper. You can't put De Gea at right back.
They're doing it for the future. They are doing it for the future. And what it was is
what future? De Gea's not even 30. He's got 10 years left in him.
But does that tell you what they're thinking, though? Does that tell you what they're thinking?
Wait,
how do you sell De Gea? How do you sell De Gea?
How do you sell De Gea? We are a shambles, bro. Like, it is mad. You just imagine, we're gonna have to pay De Gea to go somewhere. We're gonna have to do a Sanchez thing to De Gea. Also wanting to get rid of him.
If your plan is to bring Henderson as the #1 goalie, send him on loan to Sheffield United again, so he plays first team football. Let De Gea play in the first team and be like, all right, he's not good enough. Then sell De Gea after he's played a load of games and then get Henderson in. But don't put two together and one of them's got to fail in front of the world and then go, yeah, we want 30 million and 350 grand a week for De Gea. You just give yourself another Sanchez. We're stupid. We are stupid. 5-year contract for Phil Jones only happened a year ago. What was that all about? It's just mad.
Yeah, did he actually get 5 years?
Yeah.
No. Everyone stop for 1 second.
Wait to
4 million a year.
Hold on.
5 years he got.
Wait,
£20 million contract.
Flex, hold on. To capitalize this year, we're going to do all of this dressed as zebras. How mad is that, bro? I'm telling you, I obviously, because I'm not buying any more kits, but to lose dressed as a zebra, is a piss take. Like, you can't lose.
They can't do that.
You're not even an apex predator, bro. We didn't even choose, we chose someone that just gets mishandled on the Serengeti. It's mad, bro.
Let's figure that out a minute. Who will we wear the zebra kit against? Because if we think we're going to Anfield dressed as zebras, I'm not here for that. I mean, I already know the lines. Cross the road to 3 points, mauled by the, what team are we going to dress as zebras against?
You know what? And you know what? When we went to Anfield last year, we wore the giraffe one, the brownish one.
Yeah.
And I think we do usually wear the third kit against Liverpool, and the third kit is
we better not come as zebras to Anfield. I will lose. Yeah, no.
But if you think about the green one, which is a weird kind of green, it's quite dark. They probably won't go for that against the red. They probably will play in the zebra kit against Liverpool.
Perhaps.
And you know what, Mark? You can have this, and you can swivel on this as well, KG, Because when we beat Liverpool at Anfield, I don't care if they clip it, and it's in the zebra shirt. Guess what? Then I'm going to be celebrating, and you lot are going to have to be trying to get one.
All right, cool. Remember you said that.
Is it?
Can we just have a bet then? Can we right now, if we don't, if we don't get Sancho, can we just agree that what we're going to do, because we're all here, let's just decide if we don't get Sancho, someone should do something. There should be something happen. It feels like we've been talking about for so long. You've been 90%, man.
Can't do anything.
I'm a flip-flop. Yeah. And Flex is 0%. What are we saying?
I'll need a few days to recover, I think, first.
I think we need to have that. I think we need to have that meeting at the time.
All those tests for
all right, cool.
tests and everything like that.
It's okay.
No, I've always said, whether it's me or Let's Unite the community of the United Stand, and I think everyone in the live comments would agree, we will back the right thing, but we can't do it off our own back because people won't follow. And there's a lot of shit that goes on about let's meet up at Old Trafford on June the 26th when everyone's on holiday and there's no football, and I think Saeed and 4 others turned up. So that's embarrassing, because then the press hear about it and they go, look, there's only 4 people there. It's got to come from Man United Supporters Trust, the Red Army. The old school have got to lead the new school. That's what's got to happen as far as I'm concerned.
That's right.
I will fully get behind anything that is a proper big movement, organized and stuff. I don't want people to think as well, that we're against trying to do something. I just think sometimes people think that the United Stand single-handedly can get the Glazers out.
It can't be. It needs all of us.
Just very quickly, hopefully we don't become like Arsenal and start protests out of the grounds as Jack Gleeson. Did Arsenal do that? Did they? I don't
know. They were just I don't know.
Was that one that just Robbie and his mic?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Enough is enough, Robbie. Enough is enough.
When's it going to end, Robbie?
that was just for views. Let's be honest. That as soon as them cameras shut, they were like high five.
They were losing sleep. Like that, even when the football's not on, that hurts, Mark. Man, they were hurting for real.
Now that's us.
I'm not bothered. They'll be laughing at us anyway. Where do we sit on Ollie? Because we've got to talk about Ollie quickly. Where do we sit on Ollie at the moment? Forget even if he gets Jadon Sancho. I think a good topic, because I know it's very divided. I've seen it in the United stand for the last few days. Ultimately, should we be looking at a Pochettino? Is Ollie going to be the man as far as you're concerned, KG? Do you have concerns about him, or do you think, we've just got to give him the players he wants and we will continue to grow? Because we have grown. We definitely have.
Do you know what it is? It's hard to ask me this because I'm delusional. So, it just goes, now I'm looking at him with the rose-tinted glasses and I'm excited. And it's the man that got us third position last season. And he has done something. He's changed the energy of the players. Martial's made Martial a better player. He's turned Greenwood into a better player. He's reignited Matic. Who else is it? Wan-Bissaka's been pretty good under him. So again, he's done some amazing things, but you got to say it's worried. I'm just a little bit worried. I don't know where I stand because I didn't answer the question about where I think we'd finish. I think around Christmas time we could be 6th, 7th. I don't know why I feel like that. I feel like everyone else is strengthened. We're not in the strongest position. I hope I'm proved wrong. I worry for Ollie because I think that the Ollie out brigade is louder than you lot think it is, and it's going to get louder. I'm telling you, no one's going to be able to look.
It's loud. You're right.
It's loud, and I'm telling you, we lose another 2 games, you lot can forget about it. The PE teacher talk, and it's painful to hear it because this is a legend of our club. The respect that we have for him is disgusting to me anyway, because I think this guy, he's like the greatest ambassador of our team, and he's getting the best out of our players. We should be backing this man. So it pains me, but I don't think he's really, weirdly, I don't think he's going to be there. Come Christmas, I think the pressure's going to hit and he's going to be gone, and you could be looking at a Poch or whoever. I think that's just what's going to happen, and people will do the same merry-go-round thing where Poch comes in, gets the best from the players. He's going to need someone in the next transfer window. It's not coming. I'm going to go down with a ship like you did with Bruno, and I'm just going to stay here and say Ollie in, no matter what.
Me too. Until we lose on Saturday. But no, you know what I've always said about Pochettino is, I've always said this. I like Pochettino. I watched a lot of Spurs with Pochettino, and I don't see why United fans are saying Pochettino. I watched that Spurs team a lot. He doesn't use width. It isn't ridiculously entertaining. He's Mr. I'm stubborn and I don't make my subs very quickly. I think, again, it's a bit like Mengi. Oh, get Poch in. Have you watched him play for Spurs? No. I've just heard he's a good manager. So I don't think Pochettino's the right guy. If someone said to me,
to cut you, Marks. Poch does that thing. Remember when he says this cup's not that important to me? Yeah. Remember when he there's little things, there's chinks in Poch's armor that people are forgetting because they just want something new. I get it, but then the only thing that you need to do is you need a player that can manage, because Poch never spent money. He never had investment, and he did the best with what he had. That's the one strength that Poch has, that maybe Ollie, because Ollie without the tools, he can't do his job. Yeah, that's sure. Like he's
growing, isn't he? He's growing in the job.
He's growing in the job, but his second team doesn't look as good as the first team. No. You know what I mean? And good teams, this is where there's an argument about Ollie's managerial skill. Good teams, they follow the ethos all the way through. No matter who's on the pitch, they will play a certain way. And we don't have that. We don't have that. That's the real issue for Ollie, where you say to yourself, Ollie, like, you actually need the best players in the world to be successful, and it's a tough one.
I think what I've always stuck with Ollie, which is that I don't necessarily think that Ollie is going to be the guy to win us a Premier League title. I just think that he's going to be a good guy to pass the baton on to somebody else, and that manager, whoever that may be, will be able to look at the squad and see a squad that actually resembles a rebuild and gives that manager a platform to then kick on if you get an elite manager or something like that. Because the Pochettino thing, I can understand why some fans do want him because they've seen him. Let's face it, Spurs were nobodies when he went there. Nobodies. They was not.
Don't disrespect Harry Redknapp.
Like, let's face
he's not
it.
just the maker of great jam roly polies. He's a good.
You know what I mean? Like dodgy deals. You know what I mean, little dirty Harry and that. Yeah, all that's nice. Like, Harry's a smashing lad. You know, he's all right. Yeah, all that.
He's not Bruce Forsyth.
But yeah, he's Tottenham weren't consistently getting top four. Tottenham weren't consistently competing against the top six. Yeah, they were down mid-table, whatever. And obviously, within their history, he got them to a Champions League final. No matter how he done it, he did do it. He proved that, and he unearthed some gems. He brought through Harry Kane. You know, he brought through Dele Alli, Ericsson. Do you know what I mean? No, but in that Tottenham squad, they were integral players. When they were still at White Hart Lane, we used to go get slapped there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone in that little period, that little 2-year period he had, they were a very good team, and he made that. But for us, you have to. This is what I keep saying. Like, you have to concentrate on in your own house. And for us to just rip up the best part of the rebuild we've had in 7 years because of some bad results, which I understand are bad results, we'll be in a bigger mess.
That's right.
We've got something like we didn't stick at David Moyes, understandably so. We ended up not sticking with LVG, understandably so, because the football was boring. We ended up not sticking with Mourinho. We had to go. I understand that. But this manager merry-go-round, people think that a new manager can come in and just fix everything. It just won't happen. But if Ollie doesn't get the results, unfortunately, and this is why I do feel sorry for him. This is why I'm really hoping he gets what he needs. Because if it does get to January, December, whatever, February, early next year, and we're doing crap and we're in the wrong end of the table, and it's looking like we can't even achieve like top four and stuff like that, the pressure will get on, and he will feel the wrath. He will feel the wrath. So I do worry for him because if he doesn't get the players he wants, he's not the type of manager yet in his career who's able to ooze the best out of bang average players. I don't.
You know what we need at Manchester United, and our two biggest rivals have got it. You need a Bielsa or you need a Klopp. You need a passionate, high energy, good football inside. I don't want Pep. I don't like Pep's style of football. I know some people do. I find it a bit passive, passy, tiki-taka, shitty, whatever. I don't like Pep.
Mark.
I never liked it. I hated it at Barcelona. I hated it at
football. Man City blow people out of the water, Mark.
No, but I've never liked Pep's football. And it's a shame because if I was doing watch-alongs back in when Inter beat Barcelona, I wanted Pep. I don't even know. Was Pep the manager then? I don't think he was, actually.
No, I don't.
But it's the whole Barcelona thing. You know, Pep just evolved what Barcelona's all about. And I remember them playing against Inter Milan, Barcelona. And I don't remember whether Pep was the manager or not. But basically, they've always played the same way. What?
And you know, Jose, though. He did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, whenever he used to play Jose or that, sometimes he'd be losing. And that Barcelona team against Inter, because Pep basically carried that on. I don't know whether it was Rijkaard or whoever was the manager. They're losing the game. Like Mourinho's nicked his goal over 2 legs, and then he's parking a bus for 2 games, right? And Barcelona will just keep going tiki-taka, tiki. You're like, just whip a cross in, play the percentage ball, and he won't do that. So I don't like style of football. I like Klopp's style of football. I like Bielsa's style of football, and that's what United need.
Yeah. But the thing is, even when Pep was at Bayern, the fans didn't actually enjoy that style of football. They preferred the heavy metal stuff they were doing before. So even when he left, they enjoyed this new style. It's whatever it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? You know,
he's a brilliant manager. It's a brilliant style of football. But I think, you know, a bit like Pochettino as well. I don't think United fans would like Pochettino's style of football. I've seen it. There isn't width, and it's quite structured. We want, like what KG said, we want the rock and roll football. We want what we had under Sir Alex. Klopp's the best one. You know, the amount of games they won in the last minute last season, I'm sat there going, fucking hell, this is just like we used to be. You know, because and you know, the width, the fullbacks getting forward. I've always said, I did a video 2 years ago, I said Klopp is the closest thing to Sir Alex. And Liverpool fans hated it and United fans hated it. Look at what's going on now. He's dominating it.
Someone said I got a life raft on my head. What a dickhead.
Hey, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. A life raft.
Man said Castaway FC, you know. Nah, the disrespect is too. This is not right, bro. I've been nominated for a BAFTA, fam. This is ridiculous.
Oh, that is funny.
I've been nominated the show. Yeah.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Just gotta laugh at it. You gotta have the ability to laugh at yourself.
Bro.
Doing what you do.
People every day. It's fine. Call me condom man. Wicked.
We've overrun a little bit, haven't we?
People watching. That is mad.
Yeah, we've overrun a little bit.
How many people?
Yeah, but we still got 17,000 people watching. It's mad.
Right,
should we talk about our shopping list? You know, we've gone over anyway by about 15 minutes, but it's not a problem. I always wanted to be on the Flex and KG show, so it's been nice to come on, and it's flown by, and you know that's a good show when I'm on. So you know, but when it flies by, it's a good show.
Just want to hear you chat rubbish.
But yeah, make sure you smash a like on the video, everybody, because it may happen again. But I was only on the show because we brought it forward for 7 o'clock because we knew there was a lot of football, and we just thought a lot of people want to watch the football, so we thought we'll do it at 7. And then KG was going to be a little bit late, so I said I'll jump on, and then it just turned into a threesome. So there you go. Yeah, well, look, thanks for coming on. I mean, let's just say, because of the weekend, I know it's not we're not at preview time yet, but are we going to beat Brighton, KG?
Of course, 3-0. That's it.
I think we're going to win well as well.
3-0. We're going to win. We're going to win. Bailly's going to start. Pogba's going to get a goal. Matic is going to be there. We're going to be great, and you're going to see the resurrection of Rashford. Please, Lord, please. Yes, that's it.
Lex. You're Mr. Pessimistic. I think you're Ollie out, low key. You know,
he is. I'm glad you said it. He is definitely.
If I was Ollie out, I'd say Ollie out. Now, are you not dumb? Don't be like the guys who hear what they want to hear. Yeah, I've just literally explained to 17,000 people plus you two prats sitting there, yeah, and I've just said the reasons why I don't think it's a good idea to get rid of Ollie and the reasons why he's doing.
Okay.
Give me a break.
Brighton are a good team to play at the weekend because their press is high up and we'll take them on a break. We smashed them twice last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. They
play a high line.
I think we win 2-1.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0, I think. Yeah. And what's this? Sean says, you've all asked for Bailly. You've made your own bed. Sean Turner's very, very pessimistic. But, you know, he's normally right, to be fair. So we'll see. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for tuning in. Really enjoyed the show. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Obviously, we'll go live later if there's any transfer news. Get an early night. There won't be. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'm going to watch the Bake Off.
Yeah.